We have a shocking Dodgers playoff update that is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Hey, this is Mike Nelson of Dodgers Digest. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the almost 12% of you, the ones that are watching these videos, have already hit the subscribe button, but 87% of you have not yet subscribed. You want to thank everybody who's subscribed already. You know, we have now reached 1,000 subscribers in just a couple months. So thanks to everybody out there, all the Dodger fans who are subscribing, or just baseball fans. But myself and Brad J, who are bringing you everyday Dodger videos, have a goal of reaching 2,000 subscribers by the time, hopefully, we're playing in the 2024 World Series. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have any Dodger fans out there or baseball fans that you know, tell them as well. Let's get right into it. Of course, we have breaking news. Dave Roberts has announced that Clayton Kershaw will not pitch again in the 2024 season. Of course, this is now being reported by everybody. Putting up the tweet from David Vassay, AM 570 sports legend, who, of course, tweeted out that Dave Roberts has just mentioned that Clayton Kershaw is done for the season. He will not pitch again this year. And this is, of course, due to that bone spur that Clayton Kershaw is dealing with. That has been reported quite a bit, and now it's been confirmed. This is now, of course, difficult news, definitely to hear if you're a Dodger fan, because you know the Dodgers are a injured team. They are an injured team, especially when it comes to the pitching. They have so many injuries right now. Tyler Glasnow is out for the year. Gavin Stone. Now you add Clayton Kershaw. And it's pretty, it's tough when you start to lose all these, pitchers or players that you really thought were going to be important for you in the playoffs. Right now, Clayton Kershaw, as we know, is a pitcher that is a veteran pitcher. There was not a lot of guarantee for 2024 when he was signed in the offseason that he would really be, an asset for this team. Right, there was a lot of doubt because everybody knew Kershaw was going to be out to start off the year. Everybody knew that. It was already reported before the end of 2023. It was reported that Kershaw was not going to be able to pitch until potentially July or August. That was known, a long time ago, and the Dodgers still, basically, they still rolled the dice when they signed him to that 1 year, that 2-year contract. Second year is a player option, which I think it's already widely I guess, understood that Kershaw will be opting in. It hasn't been really reported officially yet, but I mean, come on, it doesn't look like Kershaw's retiring after this year. He's not gonna basically pass up on that money that he's owed next year, right? So Kershaw is probably gonna opt in. We're gonna see him back next year. So the Dodgers rolled the dice when they signed him. I personally when the Dodgers signed him, at the end of last year, when they signed him last year, I really thought it was a mistake. I really thought Kershaw, had a really rough end in 2023. As we know in the playoffs, he completely imploded against the D-backs. Of course, was not 100% when he was pitching in that game. And for me, that was enough. For Kershaw, that for me that was enough. I really think that was enough right there. I know a lot of fans wanted him to come back and get a second chance to redeem himself. There was a lot of talk about that, but come on. I mean, I think it's more than obvious now that Kershaw is not the same pitcher that he once was. I mean, he is a broken down, injured pitcher. That, as we know, has had a lot of injuries in his career, going all the way back to his early days, right? He's always had injuries, and now it's getting to a point where Kershaw can't even pitch a full season, right? I mean, this year, taking a look at his stats, he only pitched in 7 games this year. 7 games. 30 innings pitched for the whole year. 2 home runs allowed. It's pretty good. 24 strikeouts, but the ERA was 4.50. And just at his age, 36 years old, you start to wonder, Kershaw is just not the same guy. He is not the same pitcher. He's not the same pitcher at all. He is not the same guy. It was more than obvious this year. And, I don't know, of course, was dealing with injuries. There's obviously that factor, which is always there, I think, for Kershaw, especially the last few years. And that alone is enough for me to say I don't know if this guy really, has a spot on a major league team. I mean, it's getting to the point where Kershaw can only really contribute as basically a veteran presence in the clubhouse, which is kind of what it's turning into. Kind of that clubhouse presence, a guy that's going to help the young guys out mentally, and really be that voice in the locker room. That's what he's turning into. Because let's be honest, I mean, what has Kershaw really done the last few years to help the Dodgers on the field? He hasn't done much. He has not done much. And outside of the 2020 playoff run where the Dodgers won the World Series in a bubble, Kershaw did little to nothing to help the Dodgers win in the playoffs. His playoff numbers, as we know, are below average. He continually, year after year, basically choked in the playoffs, and that was frustrating to watch as a Dodger fan. In the years prior to 2020, and then of course, as we know, even in the years after 2020, 21 through 23, Kershaw really was not at a level where you want to see him, and did not pitch well in the playoffs. So in some ways, I think it's better that Kershaw is not going to be coming back this year for the Dodgers in this 2024 playoff run. I mean, you don't want to bring back Kershaw, when he's not at 100%, when he's still dealing with a bone spur, just kind of rushing him out there. I mean, I think it's better that they wait until 2025 for him to heal up, and hopefully next year he could pitch, I don't know, at least 15 games. Which is kind of saying, asking for a lot at this point. But 7-10 games is not going to cut it. You hope that he could pitch in more games this year and next year in 2025. There's a lot to look forward to as a Dodger fan for sure in 2025. Ohtani pitching, Kershaw. What kind of Kershaw are we going to get? There's just so much to look forward to even before this year is over. But yeah, tough news to say the least. Wish nothing but the best for Kershaw, but I really think, and I don't know what you think, comment below. I think it was a mistake to bring back Kershaw this year, to sign to that contract. They could have used that money to sign somebody else. Pitching 7 games in 1 year is not going to cut it. I mean, if you knew Kershaw was going to be out for that long, he wasn't going to come back till August, what was the risk of not signing? Why did they rush into signing him before the season started? I know there was probably offers from other teams. That's the only thing I could think of. Offers from other teams, potentially the Texas Rangers, who were interested in Kershaw. We've been hearing that rumor for a bit now. And the Dodgers were just worried that he was going to take off, and that's why they signed him. Because there's no other reason why. I mean, I really don't think he wasn't going to pitch most of the year. I mean, the Dodgers would be in a better situation right now, holding off on that Kershaw signing, taking a chance to reevaluate Kershaw in the offseason to see if he really wanted him back for next year. Because now he's going to opt in, and unless the Dodgers cut him, which I don't see happening, he is going to have a roster spot on this team when they could have gave that roster spot to another pitcher that is going to contribute. So, game 1 tonight. Let's go Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Hopefully Yamamoto has a good game. That's going to be the key, hopefully, to the Dodgers winning game 1 at home. If you're going, make sure to be loud. Let's go Dodgers, and let's beat the Padres.